Hello. Just Antoine here with Blockchain Everything, smart contracts, the new era of doing business. And we're excited to come with you to this podcast and welcome you to this podcast where we are finding out how to do smart contracts. Man, it is an exciting era and time to live in where things are changing, they are adjusting, and um, what I'm my mission is to get you poised to be able to experience this, and not only just experience it but get involved in this new technology. That's why I named it Blockchain Everything. I believe everything will eventually be on the blockchain. How we do business, how we make contracts, all will be on the blockchain. Why? Because it's just a smart way to do business. And today we're going to be talking about smart contracts. A smart contract is a self executing contract since the conditions of the agreement between the buyer and the seller are directly encoded in the lines of the code, okay, in the contract. So, in other words, whatever you want to happen, you write it in code into the contract, and the contract itself executes your desires of both parties. Okay. A decentralized blockchain network hosts the code and the agreements in several locations. So you have where all the transactions are controlled by the code, and both parties are protected, and they're traceable. So what happens in that transaction is traceable since the blockchain is transparent. It's very transparent. Okay, and so it allows trustworthiness in the transactions and the agreements, to create and disperse anonymous individuals without the necessity of a centralized authority, a legal system, or any external enforcement mechanism. So you can have it where everything operates smoothly. If there are things that may come up in the contract, you can already write that in the code. So if this happens, I want this to happen, and just have it executed and without a glitch, right? You just put those things that you need into that contract. And so I'm super excited about smart contracts. Um, it was first introduced. I wrote an article, so I'm just reading from the article that I wrote on smart contracts. They are in 1990. This guy Nick Szabo, he uh, he explained smart contracts using a simple Coke machine, right? And he talked about how that a smart contract is like when you're putting $1 into a Coke machine, and the Coke machine knows that you need to now make a choice. Say the Coke is 25 cents. It'll dispense that Coke and then give you 75 cents worth of change. Okay. And so that contract was executed by your choice. And say if you didn't make a choice, then the other option was to give you back your dollar, right? Or if your Coke that you desired was not available, then it'll give you back your dollar. And so that's what smart contracts are. It's just a it's a contract that's put in code, and so it puts the if then statements in, and all in code, and when things happen, it executes, and all the transactions are transparent, and it happens just the way you want it to happen. Now, smart contract platform that's most used on the blockchain is on the Ethereum blockchain, but blockchains are coming up all over the place, and a lot of the cryptocurrency blockchains are now supporting the capability of smart contracts. And who anyone can, put a smart contract on the blockchain. So that's good. And like on Ethereum, you just have to pay a transaction fee, which they call the gas fee, um, for for that particular contract. And it just gives you, it takes out the middleman, right? It takes out having to divulge too much information of who you are and things like that. And it's it just makes things moves a lot smoother, right? You don't have to put your trust in the individual that you're making transactions with. You just put your trust in the contract itself to be executed. So they put up what they have to offer. You put up what you have to offer. You write it into the contract, and when the I guess you could say the requirements of the contract are met, then the execution of the material that's being exchanged, whether that's cryptocurrency, whether that's hard documents or whatever it is, that will be exchanged at that given time that you have. One of the things that I use to talk about it is like in the trucking industry. Say if you wanted, or delivering a product, if you wanted to deliver a product to a certain place, you can put the Internet of Things on that place. And when certain things happen with the Internet of Things, say a GPS tracker, once that package leaves this one threshold, then part of the money will be executed, sent to the driver. Then once they reach the destination, another part will sent to the driver, and then the money also will be transferred to the person who sold the product. Okay, so all of that will be executed with a smart contract, and just using a GPS as a example of an Internet of Things that helps that contract know that the things have been met in that contract. And so it just takes out the middleman of the things, and it just makes it a simple process. It's like a no-brainer, type of deal. And so you can know that everything is safe and secure. And say if you can track with the blockchain technology, you can track previous things that person who is selling the goods, how their transactions have went prior to the transaction you're about to make, since the blockchain is transparent. Okay, so if that person hasn't done business before, you might not want to be that first person that do business with it, right? But if they have it and you've done your due diligence of who this person is, and you can trust that transaction, then go ahead and trust it. But if you don't know the individual and you don't know how they put the contract together, or who put the contract together, you should be a part of that contract, and you should know how it's going to work and make sure that your needs are being met in that contract. And you can get with people that know about smart contracts that will help you out in this process. We're developing smart contracts as we speak, and so we'll be able to help you as well. I'm excited about this opportunity just to do business, cut out the middleman, cut out the banker, cut out all the legal system, and because you just put it all in a contract and let the contract do its work. And once you put it in the contract, it cannot be changed. Once it's on the blockchain, it cannot be changed. It cannot be altered. It's going to do what it needs to do, and you can be satisfied that you're going to get what you need to get. And so I'm just Antoine on smart contracts, the new era of doing business. Y'all be blessed, and we'll see you at the top. Bye for now.